Just for the wicked over in the African Cup of Nations as we look forward to match number 2, part 2, with of course including the nations that make up groups D, E and F. Who's going to have to a flyer? Who's going to be on the way out? We'll take a little look. That's right, folks. What's going on in the prediction video today? We look forward to match number 2, part 2. That's right, over in 2021 African Cup of Nations, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe and keep back at all things AFCON related, Lebanon related, world football related. We're all here, boys, under one roof. Again, we're looking forward to, of course, match number 2, part 2, with of course the likes of Ivory Coast. Of course, looking forward to match number 2 and trying to get themselves through to the knockout stages. But will they get there, or will they crash out? We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VRPs. They're the Patreons, guys. Thank you for your love and, of course, behind the scenes as we look forward to kicking on up another level. So anyway, let's get into it, of course, bring you back up to date with, of course, match day number 2, match number 1, part 2. Here we go. Recap the results that make up that stuff. Be sure to get involved with the Prediction League, because these are the results that we are looking forward to. Nigeria against Egypt ended up as a 1-0 win for Nigeria. I won the 2-1 win for Egypt. I was very pleasantly surprised by Nigeria. I thought they were very, very good. We did a watch along for that, and of course we are probably seen, I think, a contender for the title. Sudan against Guinea-Bissau was a 0-0 draw, a damp scribbling of affair there. Went with the 2-0 win myself for Guinea-Bissau. Algeria also fluffed their lines against Sierra Leone, 0-0 draw on that one. Meanwhile, my boys Ivory Coast kicked up a bit of a stinker, 1-0 win over Equatorial Guinea to get themselves off to a flyer. Of course, went with a 3-0 win myself. Tunisia had a nightmare, an absolute chaos against Mali in a travesty of a game. Referee clueless, blew the whistle, 86 minutes, blew the whistle again, 89, 50, 40. There's 15 seconds to play, surely. Absolute shambles. Anyway, Mauritania did lose to Gambia, who opened up their account with a win. Let's take a look at, of course, the situation over in our Prediction League. Of course, they come at you. These are the results for match number 1, part 2. James PFC are great with 3. Shane O'Donnell with 3. Carl Muckian and Ferry 77, of course, also up there with 3. So well done to you guys for kicking ass, and a big shout out to the patrons, guys, for your loving, of course, on the stuff. Let's take a look at the grand all leaderboard here, of course, including match number 1, and of course now part 1 and part 2. So we have A. Judy, James BCFC, and of course Shane O'Donnell kicking ass and taking names with 8 out of 12, of course, matches so far. Let's take a quick look at the tables then, shall we? Here we go. Of course, over in Group D, Nigeria lead the charge with 3 points on the board so far. Guinea-Bissau are in 2nd. Sudan are in 3rd, with Egypt making up, of course, 4th spot at the moment. Ivory Coast dominating Group E, of course, leading the charge. Algeria also drawing alongside Sierra Leone, with Equatorial Guinea got all to do in match day 2. Gambia and Mali, the 2 sides that came out with a win, and Group F, Mauritania and Tunisia are the teams on the cusps of elimination today. Of course, looking forward to the next round of games. So here we go then. Of course, looking forward to those games. Here they come at you in all HD. Let's take a little look at it, shall we? Of course, we're going to kick it all off with Nigeria up against Sudan, of course, taking place on Saturday, January the 15th. It's probably today, guys. And now these two sides have played each other, well, how many times have they played? I'm sure they've played each other a couple of times, according to my eyes anyway. They've played each other since going back to, what we're looking at, 2014, 3 times since 2014. 2 was Nigeria, 1 for Sudan, and 0 draws. Nigeria, though, unbeaten in the last 4 games, picking up just 1 defeat in the past 6, 75% form against the Sudan side, who haven't won in the last 10 games. Goodness gracious me. Of course, the biggest win for Nigeria over Sudan was a 3-1 win. They've scored 4 goals in total since 2014 without conceding 2 goals in return. It's around a 1.33 goals games ratio compared to the 0.67 goals game ratio scored by Sudan. Of course, Sudan and Nigeria, they of course played last time around back in 2018. It was an African Nations Championship knockout stage. Nigeria came out top with a 1-0 win. Let's take a look. Of course, Nigeria did beat Egypt last time. Prior to that, they drew with Cape Verde. Meanwhile, Sudan coming to this on the way of a 0-0 draw against Guinea-Bissau, but they also lost to Lebanon way back at the end of 2021. Of course, looking forward to the odds on this one. We've got 92 on Nigeria, 92 is your draw, 22 is your long shots. That's Sudan. They ain't going to win this one either. They're going to go with Nigeria to take it with an impressive 3-0 win, and of course, probably book themselves a spot into knockout stages as well. Meanwhile, same group, Guinea-Bissau up against Egypt. Of course, both sides are looking to kick on further on this one. Guinea-Bissau and Egypt never played each other, of course, heading into this game. Though Guinea-Bissau, though, without a win in 5 games now, 42% form for them. Up against the Egypt side, who've lost 3 on the bounce. Goodness gracious me, 42% form for them at the moment, of course. Carlos Queiroz, your manager, losing, though, to Nigeria. They did a good time as well. Guinea-Bissau in the Arab Cup, I think, and they also lost to Tunisia as well. Meanwhile, Guinea-Bissau coming into the back of a 3 nil-nils in a row. That's 3 clean sheets, success, but 3 games without scoring a goal. In fact, they haven't scored in the last 5 games heading into this one, so of course they'll be looking to bounce back at the quickest opportunity. Again, both these games, Nigeria, Sudan, and Guinea-Bissau, Egypt, taking place this Saturday, which is today. The odds are 9-1 is your Guinea-Bissau, 65 is your draw, and 5-2 odd is your Egypt on this one. Egypt must win here. Of course, they are one of the favourites to go all the pissing way, and I'm going to go with them winning this one as well with a cheeky 2 to win to take it to the house. Kicking on forward, though, we take a look at the next group, which, of course, in fact, this is Group, what is it? Group F. Algeria up against Equatorial Guinea then, shall we? Of course, let's take a look at this badger as we look forward to that. So Algeria up against Equatorial Guinea. Let's take a look at this game. This matchup, of course, over in Group E. Of course, Algeria, not the best start for them either. Up at Equatorial Guinea side, who did lose in opening day. Of course, unbeaten in the last 42 games of Algeria running into this, winning 5 of the last 6, about 83% form. Up against the Equatorial Guinea side, have just lost once at the past 6 games as well, 67% form for them at the moment. Let's take a little look. And of course, the recent records, of course, heading into this one. What have we got going on? We've got Algeria did draw Sierra Leone. Of course, they did beat Ghana way back when. And of course, also heading into this tournament, they did beat Tunisia, which means 3 games without conceding a goal. Up against the Equatorial Guinea side, who did lose to Ivory Coast. Prior to that, though, they picked up a draw against Mauritania in, of course, the World Cup qualifying campaign way back in November. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Got Algeria 3-1 on for the 7-2 is your draw, 12-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, Equatorial Guinea. Algeria should bounce back. They are one of the big boys. They haven't tasted a defeat in a long, long time. Can they go the distance all the way through this tournament without losing a game? However, if they are to get knocked out, they're going to have to lose a game at some stage. But of course, I don't think it's going to be this time. I think a win will seal the deal and go through as well. Meanwhile, Ivory Coast up against Smart Boys, up against Sierra Leone. Of course, let's take a look at this one now. Over in the same group, of course, Ivory Coast start off with a win. Sierra Leone with a cheeky draw as well. Played the 4 times these two sides. Of course, played the 2014. Of course, 2 wins for Ivory Coast, nothing for Sierra Leone, and 2 draws. Ivory Coast, though, coming into this, winning 5 of the last 6, 83% form for them at the moment. Meanwhile, Sierra Leone unbeaten in the last 5, 50% form for them at the moment. However, drawing 4 of the last 5 games as well. Of course, Sierra Leone's biggest loss against Ivory Coast was a 4-1 loss. Scored 8 goals, Ivory Coast, to Sierra Leone's 3. And of course, those 4 games, of course, an average around about 2 goals a game compared to the 0.75 goals a game for Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, though, looking good at the moment. Of course, last time around, there was a 1-1 draw between these two sides back in September 2016. In fact, it's been back-to-back draws between these two nations. You're going to go back to 2014 for the last victory, and that was, of course, for Ivory Coast, and with that 5-1 win we talked about already. Ivory Coast with the 1-win against Equatorial Guinea coming into this. Meanwhile, Sierra Leone, 3-4 clean sheets on the bounce for Sierra Leone. They've only scored 1 goal, though, in the last 4. Of course, they will take a draw, I think, here against Ivory Coast as well. Kicking on forward, though, let's take a look at the odds on this one. Ivory Coast 3-1 on for the 7-2 is your draw, and 11-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, Sierra Leone. What are you thinking about on this one? I'm going to go with Ivory Coast. Back the shirt, back the team. They're going the distance. Ivory Coast are your winners. Just put it on them. Put it on them on Ivory Coast to win the piston thing. Into the final group, and now we go Group F, and it'll be Gambia taking on Mali. That's on Sunday, January the 16th, on these two sides. I don't think they've ever played each other, of course, heading into this one. Gambia, of course, on a okay bit of form, winning 3 and losing 3 of the last 6. Of course, 50% form back to the Mali side, winning 5 of the bounce, 92% form for them at the moment. Of course, heading into this game, Gambia did pick up 1 over Mauritania. Of course, they did lose to New Zealand way back when, and also lost to Kosovo on the build-up towards the back end of 2021. Meanwhile, Mali coming in on the back of that cheeky 1 over Tunisia. They also beat Uganda as well, and Rwanda, and that is, they've actually done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game winning streak, 6 games without conceding a goal. They are impenetrable at the back. And I'll look to do that against Gambia as well. 5-1 is your Gambia, 11-8 on is your Mali, and 9-4 is your draw. Maybe a little cheeky outside bet here for Mali to go deep in this competition. But of course, they'll struggle here, but they'll get the result. 1-0 win in the end. And then wrap it up. Tunisia up against Mauritania, of course, over in Group F as well. And of course, Tunisia will be looking to bounce back. Of course, they played each other 8 times since 2015. 5 wins to Tunisia. And we've got 3 draws and nothing for Mauritania. Of course, the biggest win was a 5-1 win. They scored 13 goals compared to their 3 for Mauritania, which is around about 1.63 goals against ratio heading into this one. 0.38 goals game ratio for Mauritania heading into this one. Tunisia, though, winning 3, losing 3 of the last 6. That is form up against Mauritania. Of course, just 1 win in the past 6 games for them as well. Last time they played each other was a 5-1 win for Tunisia. That was way back in, of course, November 2021. They played each other 3 times in the past 6 months, or over the last 6 months. Of course, Tunisia picking up a 1-0 loss against Mali. In fact, it's been back-to-back losses and back-to-back games without scoring a goal for Tunisia. Bit of a problem for them. Mauritania Mauritania coming to this on the back of that loss against Gambia. They did beat Syria, though, in the, is that in the Arab Cup? I think it was, towards the back end of the tournament on that one as well. Meanwhile, look at the odds here. 3-1 Algeria, 7-2 is draw, 12-1 is your bloody long shots. That's, of course, Mauritania. They ain't going to win this one. Algeria, did I say Algeria? I mean, Tunisia will take this one to the bank. Going to go with a cheeky, impressive 2-0 win for Tunisia. That'll turn that sloppy defeat against Mali around. Of course, put them in a bit of a driving seat for maybe getting through. Maybe as runners-up now. I think they've got to maybe concede defeat and, of course, go for the runners-up spot, because I think Mali do look like a serious opposition. That is my take on it. Of course, be sure to get involved. Cut the // AFCON. Of course, it is free to enter. Good bit of fun. And, of course, get your name in lights as well. That is my take on it. Of course, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, smash or subscribe. Of course, check it out down below. Of course, I'll see you soon for the next one, whenever that is. But until then, dudes, we're done, dude.